everybody is talking about security, church security, right?
Yes.
With everything that's going on. And the church has put out a letter that I guess was read to leadership. And the letter goes through, some things that they need to do to prayerfully look at implementing the things that are in the church handbook. There's a huge section on security. One of the major parts of the handbook on security says, always follow the promptings of the Holy Ghost. So that's kind of interesting that's their advice for security. A lot of people have questions about weapons on church property, and it still does say in the handbook that firearms and other lethal weapons are not allowed on church property. This includes concealed weapons. This does not apply to current law enforcement officers. And I've seen a lot of buzz on faithful social media where they're like, okay, well, every ward needs to have, some kind of law enforcement officer that is concealed carrying. People are very, very concerned. And I kind of predict that this little list over here on the side, be careful, stay in groups, lock doors. I think people want more than that. People are questioning, why can't they pay for security? Someone said, well, they won't even pay for a janitor. Why would they pay for security? But I don't know. And this is not just a problem with the LDS church. I mean, all places where people gather are trying to figure out how to keep their people safe. Do you guys have any comments on just general church security or this letter that was read before I go to the next slide?
Yeah, this is worthless. This is nothing. This is to give the appearance of doing something when you're not doing anything. Yeah. They don't even have on this list, which one thing that I think they should have, which is if somebody runs into your church building with a pickup truck, don't run outside to try and help them.
Yep. Oh, Bill, sorry.
The spirit is the least effective way, I think, to stop this violence. And it's the number one thing, right? The letter asks people to follow the guidance of the spirit as you implement established policies and procedures. Just tell people to implement established policies and procedures. One doesn't need the spirit to do that. It's already written out what the policies and procedures are.
Build working relationships with emergency response personnel. Can you imagine that that's even a bullet point on this list?
Will they get there faster?
They're trying to have more things on their list when you see things like this. That doesn't even make any sense. So go make friends with the police because that's going to help with the security.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Things like this will continue to happen from time to time, and I don't think this list will stop it. So unfortunately.
It does say, I do want to say this, okay, and I know we're late and I apologize.
Oh, we're not too late now, but I skipped my story. Go ahead.
Okay, but it says second from bottom, have emergency response procedures in place that include active shooter training.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I looked in the handbook.
But where do you get the active shooter training?
So that you do go to the handbook, and it's about 6 or 7 pages long. That's why I didn't include it here. But active shooter is just your standard run, hide, fight, right? It's just your hierarchy that you would hear anywhere. So, and as my co-host Landon pointed out, none of this would have stopped, what happened in Michigan. I picked up a post that just yesterday, a guy showed up in a Texas ward with a knife. He went to the missionaries, started Bible bashing. It was a dangerous situation with a weapon. So I feel that faithful LDS are going to be clamoring for just more specific guidelines, more specific help, more specific, things in the building, some kind of security. There's got to be other things that they can do. And I think this is going to spearhead a lot of change. But in addition to this, this woman, I found this post. She said, yeah, I'm 66. And I was asked, someone from the ward called me in leadership and said, would you do this week on Sunday light security duty in the foyer? Right? So I'm not disparaging anyone who's 66. I myself on Wednesday am entering the 6th decade, if you can believe that or not, on Wednesday.
You're going to be 60 on Wednesday in 2 days?
I prefer to say 6th decade. Okay.
We're not going to get a chance to sing happy birthday to you.
You're not.
Before that, we need to sing it to you now.
Oh dear.
Bill, you ready?
Oh my God.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
He's muted.
To you. Happy birthday, dear Rebecca Bibliotheca. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, you guys are awesome. I like the primary versions, like this month is such a special one. I know all of those. Anyway, I just think it's funny that this 66-year-old woman, I mean, the board must have gotten together and talked about those guidelines from this slide here. And what they came up with is, we'll call sister so-and-so. She's 66. She can take them down in the foyer. Yeah, she can. So
This shows you how seriously the church takes this.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a bother.
Yes.
It's a burden. We got to find somebody to fill this calling. So, sister 66-year-old, you're up.
You're up. Yeah. And she had some questions. She wasn't able to do it because she had to play the organ for somebody at that time, but light security, what does that mean exactly? I'm not sure. So I'd be curious, those of you that do attend boards, have you seen changes? What kinds of things are they talking about?